Hey guys, hello YouTube. This is Kyle. You are watching Remote Neural Man, the Remote Neural Man, and and welcome to my new secondary channel. It is start date 3:50 p.m. on Monday, March 25th, 2019. I wanted to go ahead and make a video for my secondary channel, and I wanted to start with something. I don't even think this is a good time for me to be making videos, honestly, guys. Cause let me look up something first. I wanted to show y'all something real quick, and then I want to show you something else, and then I want to show you something else, and then I want to show you something else too. I'm feeling really horrible, like nauseous, and I wanna show y'all something, um, kind of explaining why sometimes, being targeted by remote microwaves, why we feel so bad. Like I feel horrible, like not even just all physically bad, like mentally I feel like I'm not comfortable and I have no sense of well-being right now. And that's from remote neural manipulation and this thing that I want to show you guys. I should have looked it up before I started the video, but I'm kind of in a tizzy right now, a little bit, a little bit. Um, and let me show y'all. Well, let me look it up real quick. I'm gonna go to Terry's website, um, Terry Brewer's website. And he's been coming back to conference calls late. He took a break from conference calls, and he was handing out flyers and just getting a lot of activism done. I'm gonna go to his channel and look up this document. He has a lot of great documents. I made a video on it. Stop gang stalking crimes.com. Like I feel so horrible right now. But I took some Dramamine, and we've just got to get through this and just keep getting information out. So that's what I'm going to do. And I want to show you something else that just made me sick, and the timing on it is important. So since I needed to show y'all this certain thing, that the timing is very important on this to prove a certain point. But hold on one second. I'm going to go to stopgangstalkingcrimes.com. I'm getting ahead of myself. Getting ahead of myself as usual. I'm like sweating all around the ring of my collar and like my spine. There's like this lump on my spine because they just target my attackers target my spine. We're gonna go to targeted individuals portion of the website. I get sick of, and I don't, man, it's a bad time for me to talk about this because I'm not angry. I'm not angry at stupid people who leave comments on my video, but I am really fucking angry at people who like infiltrate the TI community and act like they're TIs. I talk to more real targeted individuals and deal with more real targeted individuals than people who are fake TIs and gaslight and stuff like that. But there are some people that I'm like 100% about, and they're not. It's not a lot, So I'm not. If you're a real targeted individual, I'm not talking about you. And I didn't want to get all angry and stuff like that. I usually try and just say that's symptoms of a disease, and we've got to go after the disease. But those people, I'm hoping that it'll make a difference if some people who are, not really targeted individuals, and they are actually part of a PSYOP, being paid for this, or working for DHS or Infraguard or some of these contractors, to just let them know that they are worse in many ways than the people microwaving us to death, because they make it harder for people like Dr. Horton, for people like me, for people like Ramola, for people like Dr. Carlstrom, for every targeted individual getting out real information. They make it so that in this community people are like, I don't know who to trust, I don't know what information to trust, and that keeps kids and people being murdered. It keeps that wheel, that evil wheel turning. So I just want you to know, like, and I probably shouldn't have even gone into this, but if you are not a real targeted individual and you know what's going on and you're coming into the community or communicating with real targeted individuals and you're trying to gaslight and shit and play games, and if you're a real targeted individual, I'm definitely not talking to you. That's kind of why I don't want to do this, because sometimes I'll hear people going, fuck fake TIs and they can die and so, and I'm like, did people think I'm a fake TI or something like that? So I don't want real TIs to get uncomfortable. But I just want those people to know, if they're like, well, I'm not murdering anybody, I'm just doing a psyop, or I'm just whatever the fuck they're doing in the community, trying to sway the narrative a certain way, trying to, get certain information or verify what's going on with targeted individuals, whether they're just trying to gaslight targeted individuals to make them feel worse, to continue the psyop and make their harassment worse. There's a special, and I don't know if I believe in hell. I know that there's something after this life, but for you people that are like fucking fakes, there's a special hell made for you. And you need to reevaluate your life. And if you're sitting there saying, well, I'm not murdering anybody, I'm not, you're keeping the murder going, and you're making it so people can't trust each other. Because I'll guarantee you, like, I'm a real targeted individual and I'm putting out real information, but I will guarantee you that there are a lot of targeted individuals out there. They do not know who to trust, and they're saying, well, I don't know if this guy's lying. I don't know. I don't know, and so you are keeping kids being murdered. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. I don't want to make real targeted individuals uncomfortable, and anybody talking to me who's a real targeted individual, I'm probably not talking about you, so don't worry about that. I've had some very specific gaslighting very recently. I guess it's because my targeting's gone on a long time, and they're really hurting me, so now would be a good time, because then if I say something about it, they can be like, oh, see, he's really paranoid about the people around him. And it's very specific, and it's only it's like 2 or 3 people. The one guy on the call that I've already said on the video, and there's like just one other person. I thought he was a real TI for a long time. It's like, and this is a hard thing to explain, because I don't understand why people would microwave innocent citizens to death, but I actually have a harder time understanding, and it exists 100%, infiltration of our community. If you listen to James Giordano, they're trying to disrupt certain groups, and we're the number one group that they're going to do that to, because they're individually targeting people. So like I really don't like to go into this stuff. I like to just kind of focus on real targeted individuals that I'm talking to. I have a lot of great relationships, and I'm probably not talking to you. So don't be like, oh, because I talk to a lot of targeted individuals. Probably not talking to you. But I feel like it has to be said, even though it's like, I'm like, man, I don't even want to go there. I need to say it. I need to get it out. And I need to tell those people who are fucking fake, and they come in and they communicate amongst us and crap like that, that if you think that you're not a murderer or something, like, you're not, at least you're not microwaving people, what you're doing something just as harmful. Because if it was just all targeted individuals on this side, and we knew exactly, hey, everybody that's getting microwaved, we're all, and we could work together and know that when somebody puts out information that we could trust, that this thing would be done by now. The infiltration and the COINTELPRO is murder. It is murder. So I just want to say that. I'm not actually saying it as angrily as I want to say it. And I just want the real target individuals to know. I'm probably not talking to you. It's very specific people. So and just to them I say, and I don't like this because I don't want to make real targeted individuals uncomfortable, and I don't want to perpetuate that. Oh, everybody's a perp and stuff like that. But for those fuckers who really are getting paid to come in and infiltrate the community, fuck you. Like, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so let me go to this document. It's just like, I mean, I just see how hard, like, Dr. Horton works while she's being roasted alive by microwaves, how hard I work while my adrenaline system's being shut off, and my mom and my dad are being microwaved. And then it's like, if you are not, like, I mean, I'm not talking about, I don't know, I'm talking about specifically people who come in and they infiltrate and they're being paid and it's like their job, and that to know that fucking exists, and you know, guys, I've known that exists for I've known that exists for the whole time I've been a targeted individual, but like lately, like the guy on the call and stuff, there's 100%, there's people who have gaslit me basically saying, hey, fuck you, I'm not a targeted individual, what you gonna do about it? If you say anything, I'll just make you look crazy, you know. And we get that enough from gang stalkers, we get that enough from pieces of crap, POCs online. And I'm sorry, I'm getting angry right now, so if you like Happy Kyle, who's very positive, we'll get to that in a second. It makes me really fucking angry because so many people are struggling and they're being microwaved, their families are being hurt, and they're still getting information out and stuff like that for people who are, specifically for people who are really, really suffering and need to know what direction to go in and what information to find. And that deceit is anyone who is deceitful, like knowingly deceitful. I know as human beings we all tell little white lies or whatever. We're, you know, blah blah, how are you doing today? Oh, I'm good. And when you're not really doing good or something like that, it's the little white lie, human stuff. If you are a fucking liar and you are perpetuating murder and gang stalking and the microwaving of human beings' nervous systems and brains, you can go to hell. Like, you can seriously go to hell. And if you think you're a good person and you got some kind of cult mindset, because I think that's the only way somebody could do something like that, then you're a piece of shit. You are a piece of fucking shit. So I just want to let you know that. And you need to rethink your life. You need to rethink your life, because you're not a good person if you think you are. Okay? And I'm probably not talking to you. Like a real target individual, if you're like, oh man, I talked to him, is he talk? I'm probably not talking to you. It's a very specific, actually a very specific guy. It's hard to say it because I don't want real target individuals to be like, is he talking to me? I talk to a lot of target individuals who are very real, and they're going through a lot of the same stuff I'm going through, and you can just tell. And you can just tell because people who are not, they say such, it's like specific things that I've never told anybody about, and not like the way I'm targeted, but like specific things that, like a lucky number and shit like that, and very, very, very specific, just really specific things. I hate doing that. I hate this. I love you guys. I love you all. You know, I'm not gonna start saying. I'm not gonna start saying all you real TIs out there. I love you targeted individuals out there who are fighting for your life and fighting for others' lives. And I hate doing. I just feel like I have to get it out. because it's even more unsettling. And how does this happen? It's even more unsettling to me that people do that than people microwaving my spine. You know, how I don't even know how that makes sense. It's like for these evil fucks who are using remote neural manipulation and microwaving me, I kind of understand that they're, you know, gutless, mindless, soulless psychopaths. You know, maybe they got into the military and then they got out of the military and they became mercenaries. I kind of can, I understand that. I don't condone it, and I would never be like that. But I can kind of get it. This whole like somebody who actually like pretends to be one of us, like pretends to be one of us and gaslights. I mean, very very not subtle gaslighting, like saying, "Hey, dude, you know, I'm not a target individual, and I'm just gonna go ahead and like make sure you know and get you know. So if I say anything, it's like, oh man, you know." Ugh. All right, I'm gonna go to the documents. First real video on my new channel, and they're very negative. Like the one introducing the channel was negative. I was just in a very negative mood, and then this, but I've got to get stuff out. And you know, it's a balance. It's a balance of like, okay, I need to talk about stuff because if I don't, like, I'm gonna fucking go insane. Like my head and my spine are being microwaved, and then it's like that is so unsettling that people would think that's okay. And I think that the people who do that, they feel a certain sort of power. Like, oh, I know, I'm in the know. I'm in the know, and these people are being murdered, and oh, you know, I think they find power and contentment in that. Oh man, I know there's a lot of great human beings out there, but there are some pieces of fucking shit. There are really some, and I'm cussing a lot, guys, so I'm sorry. I'll try and curtail that. Let me go. I want to go to this. I want to go to this military document. It is okay, Naval Medical Research Institute. Okay, here it is. Bioeffects of non-lethal weapons. This is exactly what I want to show you guys. And Terry's website's awesome, and like he's coming back and he's going to be handing out flyers. I'm going to try and like I've got a shirt and stuff like that. You know, I try and get the information out on social media and help other targets who are on social media, and just kind of go from there. But I'm gonna you know, be doing some things in other areas so we can get this information out. Just these people like, and now I'm off. I'm off of fake targeted individuals. It just that exists. Just I mean, I just want to talk about it like generally. Just that fucking exists is incredible. It's like a soul crushing thing. It's like your soul wants to throw up. And I never, I've always, you know, I've always known about it, but I'm just like, some people are really throwing it in my face. They're throwing it in my face, and it's on purpose because they want me to react. They want me to get into it. They want me distracted. They want me to get distracted on that. It's always been some subtle shit and subtle suspicions, but there's like two people specifically, and it's probably not you. Like if I talk to you and you're a real target, it's not you. They've done some very specific stuff, like I'm just an idiot. Like they've been told that I am a crazy idiot, and go ahead and tell them whatever. And it's okay. So I want to go to this part because it's kind of like there's remote neural manipulation mixed in with this effect, and I really feel it a lot now. I don't think this is the right document. This is a very good document though. Dog it. I don't think this is the right one. and I want to get the specific term because I bet you a lot of you guys who are getting hit with microwaves, and they're shooting the bidirectional stream of energy, to your head, and just microwaves all around your head, and it's hurting your brain. I guarantee you feel this too, and I just wanted to show you the actual terminology for it. And I guess it's not on this one. Hold on. Feel a little bit better just getting that out. Man. And I told myself, man, I'm like, I'm not even gonna go there. I know it exists and stuff like that. Blah blah blah. We got it, but it's just like some people have been like just throwing it in my face lately. So I mean, it's this Naval Medical Research Institute. I want to find the specific term. Oh, this is taking too long. I should have found it before I started the video. Defense Intelligence Fusion Center. Maybe it's this basic research. Let's see. Oh, it's not this. It's kind of taking too long. Hold on. I know it's one of these. It must be this naval medical document. Yeah, I think this is it. Okay. So this shows a bunch of symptoms of microwaves, like how microwaves affect the body and the brain. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Okay. This is it. I'm glad I found it. It took me a long time though. And I just want, like, for anybody who's like a liar where your lies are murdering people or keeping them murdered, like, and hurting kids, and I want you to die. Like, I want you to die. I'm not gonna kill you, but I'd like it if you jumped off a bridge. Okay, and I know I can't be like that, but seriously, jump off a bridge. Okay. Here we go. There's this symptom. It's a symptom where it like if you have too much non-ionizing microwave radiation in your body, in your brain, you feel like the opposite of a sense of well-being. And that has been a lot. I've been feeling that a lot lately because it's so intense, and it's just like there's electromagnetic radiation all around my head, which this is in addition to remote neural manipulation. And it's like I'll be playing a video game, just hanging out. I don't have anything to do for the day. Like, I've done stuff for the day and I feel like I've been productive, but then it's like I feel like it's not fight or flight. It's just like things are wrong, like beyond depression. And fuck this stuff, really. like really fuck this stuff. And then then we get people who like want to act like it doesn't exist. I'll get to that in a second. I'm cussing a lot today, guys. I'm sorry for anybody who's like propa. I'm sorry. It's the now I'm gonna have to find it. Striated muscle contraction, alteration of diameter, changes in oxidative, liver enlargement, decrease, altered sex, ratio of births, bone, and there's a lot of awful effects that microwaves have on the body. This is a great document. I'll put it in the description. Here it is. Okay, I think I found it. I might not have. Cranial nerve disorder, headaches, insomnia, restlessness, electroencephalographic changes, pyramidal tract lesions, conditioned reflex disorders, vagomimetic action of the heart, sympacomimetic action, seizures, convulsions, autonomic nervous system, neurovegetative disorders, fatigue, structure. I can't find it. Should have. Oh, here it is. Okay. Psychological disorders, human behavioral studies, the so-called psychophysiologic and psychosomatic responses. Neurasthenia, a general bad feeling. So along with remote neural manipulation, where there's a frequency that's actually creating like an electrochemical reaction to your brain, where you feel depressed, where they're giving you that depressed feeling, if you have microwaves coursing like through your, around your spine and your head all the time, it's called neurasthenia. And that feeling like lately has been very, very awful for me, because it's like I can't enjoy things. Like, say I'm just sitting there and I'm just playing a video game, like drinking a cold drink or whatever. It's like I have neurasthenia, where I'm like, I have no sense of well-being. And when I'm making these videos, because it's important, like, it's so important, and we can fight these things. Let me go ahead and read through all these awful things. Oh gosh, all these awful things that microwaves, do to the body, to us psychologically. Neurasthenia, general bad feeling. 2, depression. 3, impotence. 4, anxiety. 5, lack of concentration. 6, hypochondria. 7, dizziness. 8, hallucinations. 9, sleepiness. 10, insomnia. 11, increased irritability. This guy, I'm very irritable. Right now, I do like when I'm eating better and I'm taking supplements, and spiritually we can make ourselves spiritually stronger to fight this stuff, but we have to be aware that when we're feeling like this, I just don't want you guys, because I see a lot of targeted individuals, and I just feel this way. Like, some of them, nobody really tells me this, but it's like I think a lot of targeted, they get really depressed and they're anxious, and it's like they may think, oh well, I'm getting tortured, and it's like just from that, and I'm not handling this well. I don't know if anybody feels that way, but don't. If you are surviving, and you're doing what you have to, getting information out there, just doing whatever you have to in life, you're a hero, and you're doing a great job. That's why it's like neurasthenia is a huge deal, because in my mind, right, I'm like, man, I'm putting videos out, I'm helping people, I can't do anything about this. I do the best I can while being at war with microwaves on me. These bastards who are lying about this, if they come around and they're like, oh, well, you're mentally ill or something like that, and you have neurasthenia, it may make you feel bad, because you're generally feeling bad anyway. You know what I'm saying? So we really got to increase our positivity, health, all the things, supplements, vitamins, eating, spirituality, and just sometimes it's like, I want to explain to you why you may be doing everything right and fighting the best that you can, but you still feel like horrible, and it's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's a psychological response to having microwaves aimed at your head 24 hours a day. And then you got the remote neural manipulation. You've actually have like a purposeful frequency to make you depressed on top of that. This is disgusting stuff. And I'm going to get off of the, fake TI. Anybody involved in this, where if you think you're a good person at all, like if you think you are a good person in any way and in creating a good world, you need to rethink everything, because you're wrong. Because you're wrong. As a person, you're wrong. Not just about what you do and what you think. You are wrong. Like you are an inhuman creature that does not have anything close to a soul. In no time in your incoherent rambling did you reach anything close to a response. We are all now dumber for hearing what you've said. May God have mercy on it. That's from Billy Madison. But okay, so all these things, and I hate to think, because I understand where this feeling comes from, because I'm like, I'm doing a fucking good job. Like, I'm doing a good job with what I've been handed. But then you get assholes that are like I'll show you in a second. Um, I'm very irritable today, guys. Probably not a good time to make a video. I'll kind of watch it on these, but sometimes I just gotta get shit out. This stuff, like, these people are murdering my mom, my dad. You know, I have to hear about, Todd, being put in prison because his brain is just being microwaved so badly, and then we're all working so hard. To know, just to know that there are people who, like, really do fake being TIs, like, that's their job, to come into our group. And I haven't met that many. Like, my thing is this. My thing is really this, because I've been called a perp sometimes, and it crushes me, because I'm like, I'm working so hard. I've been hurt so bad. My family's been hurt so bad, and somebody's just like, oh, you're a fake TI. So I guarantee you guys, if I'm not 100%, like, if you're not, like, doing something that's like 100%, like, in my face, I'll never accuse you. I'll never accuse people that I'm 100% sure of. I'll probably just stop talking to them. To have to deal with that, to have to be microwaved, and your brain microwaved, and then you're dealing with psyops and COINTELPRO, and people think that they're, like, in the know and smart and savvy or some shit. And I've known this, we know this. We know that this exists, because you can listen to James Giordano, and we know there's COINTELPRO, and obviously they want to discredit us, so, and they want to, and they're also trying to verify information of what they're doing to us. So they're going to have eyes on the group, and they're going to infiltrate the group. You're not just somebody, like, if you are doing that, you're not just somebody who's like, well, at least I'm not murdering anybody, and somebody's going to do this job anyway. You're keeping children being microwaved. You are helping innocent American citizens and other citizens in other countries doing this, and you have no soul. You have no soul, and you're not cool. And you're not cool, and you're not James Bond, and you're not right. Like, you're wrong. You're wrong as a human being. So I just want to say those things. I just want to stress that I'm probably not talking to you. Like, I'm probably not talking, if you're a TI that I talk to, I'm probably not talking. It's a very specific situation. Okay. Because, like, I have to be 100%. Like, it has to be something like, say I had something out on the counter, or I just bought a certain kind of food, and somebody said, hey, you got a bunch of that food. Like, that specific. Like, in your face, I'm going to say that. Like, shit like that. I can't believe it exists. And also, the cool thing, though, let's swing this positive, is I think that the people who do this, like, who are, like, do come into the community and are fake, they're given such bad information, as well as gang stalkers. Gang stalkers are given such horrible information. They think we're all just, like, that we've got poo in our brains. So it's easy, because you can really spot them. They'll just think that you're, completely gonna believe anything, and you don't notice anything. They're given bad intelligence. So that's one good thing. So it should be pretty easy to spot. I just think having to deal with that at all, because even if this was like, and I know I'm getting kind of long-winded, I have to go through some information that's very important. All my information is important, right, guys? I'm feeling like I'm feeling like a little like a Dennis the Menace today or something. I don't know. I'm just feeling like I gotta say stuff, and I hate saying it, and I don't want to be negative, but I gotta get it out. just dealing with that, dealing with that existing, dealing with somebody who is not being targeted and they are involved in this somehow. And I don't know if they would work for DHS. I don't know if they work for one of these security contractors, like specifically working with a private contractor, and they hire him to do this. Dude, I don't know, but it does exist. Just knowing that it fucking exists. And I mean, whatever. The people who don't believe that this targeting has happened, they'll be like, "Oh, see, you're crazy. You think that blah 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 blah." But like, knowing that really fucking 100% exists. It's not just because there's certain times where I've been suspicious of people who are really targeted individuals, and you're just suspicious because you're like, how far does this program go? But then you're like, oh, okay, you get to know more, and you're like, okay, well that person's really a targeted individual. It lines up, and my instincts feel good about them and stuff like that. But just knowing, because it's 100% true that fucking insanity. I mean, well, okay. Compared to being microwaved remotely, right? Like, what won't they do, right? Like, anybody who's involved in deception at this level, where American citizens and other innocent citizens, rethink your life, rethink who you are, rethink it, because you're cattle to the people at the top of the pyramid too. You are not special. You're not a great man or a great woman if they've told you that in the Masons Lodge, or with your ex-military buddies, or you're not some person who's going to survive a culling that's being done right now. You're being used, and then after they use you, they're going to kill you. These people at the top, they see us all as slabs on the table. I just want y'all to understand. I'm not, I know we gotta stay positive, guys. Take a deep breath. We gotta stay positive. Sometimes I gotta get this negativity out. And targeted individuals, I'm not dumping the negativity on you. And that's a big thing with people, and I think Scott Snitzer talked about it. And I really like him. I disagree with some of the stuff he said. Agree with some of the stuff he said. Yeah, he hasn't made a video in a while. I think he's okay. I think he just made the videos and said what he wanted to say, and then he's like, well, I pretty much said it. Maybe he'll come back. I think he's okay. Really, I like him. I didn't agree with everything that he said, but he's like, don't go to videos and watch them all the time if it's going to make you feel bad. And I don't want to make you guys feel bad. Sometimes I'm like getting out frustration, and I've seen other targeted individuals get out frustration on videos and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, man, but it's like, oh man, that makes us, it makes us look bad. But does that matter? Does that matter? We got to do this a certain way, but sometimes enough is enough. Like, enough is enough. Enough is enough. That's a good term. Okay. So I want to show you something else that it didn't make me irritable, and I don't want to. What they're doing now, because I did mention Tom Green on one of my videos. Now they're really trying to cycle it in, and I just want to show you. I'm going to get to some documentation, words hard. An actual patent on remote neural monitoring. We're going to go through that. So, because remote neural man. So I do want to do some videos and live streams, focusing on that. It's the deceit of all this, I feel, more than the torture, is the downfall of man. That's the direction that man cannot go in. That humans, not men, just man. Deceit, it will make us, will burn us all. It'll burn us all. The people who are being deceitful, the people being deceived, that is not how you make a healthy human being, and it's not how you make a healthy human society. I don't know all this crap, like, I don't know who said it. The people in the CIA, the guy in the CIA who said, when everything that the American people believe is a lie, our job will, we will have done our job. That's evil. That's like having a demonic spirit, like an evil spirit inside, and wanting humanity to be controlled and destroyed. We have to fight against this stuff. And like if I'm talking to you and you're on the other side of this, like if you're not a targeted individual and you're helping to murder kids with microwaves or any other way, and you're also killing innocent citizens and torturing them 24 hours a day, you need to realize that you are setting yourself up, if you are not being hurt with microwaves now and your life is not being destroyed right now, which I'd be surprised if it wasn't, because you're in the maw of evil, then it will. You're setting yourself up in your own family for death, So we've all got to fight on the right side, and there's enough of us to do it. Like the people at the top, like the rich families who've collected all the wealth and collected all the money, they're not a lot of people. But they've compartmentalized and they have these layers of the pyramid, and everybody's kind of controlled all the way down, controlled by the next layer up. But they want to destroy all but the top of the pyramid. They want to destroy all the top of the pyramid. I don't know. Killing all but the top of the pyramid, I don't know if that's the master plan, but they want to destroy us. They want to take our land. They want to take people's land. They want everybody in these little small... I don't want to get into what I think the master plan is. I just want to show concrete information. But there is a master plan by evil people who really, really believe hardcore, like freaking cultists. Like they're cultists. And it's bad for humanity. It's bad. You see a normal family out there. You have a normal family. It's bad. It's bad for normal people who love other people and want to see them flourish, and want to see life of affirmation, building up life, giving life strength. It is a totally opposite evil energy that's all about the destruction of life, even at the cost of itself, self-immolation. Nihilism, Satanism, any of those philosophies, that's on that side. That's on that other side. Seriously, even if you are involved in this and you're not directly murdering people and you're lying to people and you're gathering information or gaslighting people and you're playing games and crap like that, you are just as bad as the murderers microwaving people. Like I want to look into this. I want to look you in the face and tell you. And I'm not talking to real targeted individuals, and I'm not talking to most of the people that talk to me. That's why I kind of didn't want to say it, because I don't want anybody who's a real targeted individual who I'm having great conversations. I'm talking to a lot of awesome people, a lot of awesome targeted individuals. They're awesome, and they're really going through this. And I just don't want you to be like, is he talking about me? Is he getting paranoid about that? But I've got to say it. I've got to say it even in a general level. That's why this stuff gets so confusing, ridiculously confusing while we're being murdered, and I've got to say something about it. I guess I've been saying stuff about it for a long time, but it's just, I want to start speaking out more, no matter how I feel. I see targeted individuals that do that, and I say, yes, I like them. Like Kevin Christian and Dr. Horton and Romola D. And like they're not even really doing the same things. It's not like, they're not talking about the same things or have the same type of channel, but they're speaking out no matter how they feel, getting the information out. This is a war. This is life or death. This is and I want to show you somebody who is hired by these agencies, and I'm not sure who. Maybe Infraguard, maybe he could work for a contractor as a community-placed agent. Tom Green is definitely one of them. I just put up this introductory video. Like an hour ago, I think. Must have been. Well, it was like, an hour and a half ago. And he's already done 2 comments. and I want to show you something else very specific. And I actually, this guy showed up a couple of years ago on my channel. Like, he started commenting on my channel. That's where he popped his ugly rat turd infested typing crap. Like, that's where he popped up, on my channel. And I really think that he is directly connected to my attackers. If not, they are like actually texting him. And I know this is, he's going to use it and be like, oh, see, you're insane, blah, blah. Let me show you why. So Tom Green says, I can buy what happened to the consulate workers happen. I guess he's an idiot, so he can't type. But you are using this to further your delusions from mental illness. Now, that's an important statement, because guess what I was thinking in my head like yesterday? Yesterday in my head, which I said to nobody, and I didn't want to say it to anybody, I was like, boy, I'm worried. I'm worried that if we talk about the Cuban embassy attacks and the China consulate attacks, that the people who are trying to make us look crazy and trying to discredit us, I kind of worry that they're going to take those incidences and then say that's why targeted individuals exist. Because the China consulate workers came out, and now there's these targeted individuals going, oh yeah, I'm being hit with microwaves and stuff like that. And I was thinking that in my head, like I didn't tell anybody about that. And this guy seems to, just put that on there, like we're using what happened at the China consulate and the Cuban embassy to further our delusions. But they hadn't happened yet, Tom. The Cuban embassy attack and the China consulate attack, that hadn't happened 6 years ago when I started making videos. 8 years ago when I started being attacked. So how is that logical? This guy is a liar. This guy is a liar, and he's paid to do this. He's paid to do this. Other reason, here's reason number 2. I just made this video an hour and a half ago, and he's commenting as if he's watching for me to put out videos. And I think this is, this is so obvious to people who are really targeted, what this guy is. This is going to be my kind of, I'm not going to talk about him in my videos anymore. I'll respond to him in the comments, but I just want to let y'all know what he is, and it was time sensitive. Like I saw this about like an hour ago or something. It's like 4:30. And it's kind of time sensitive because I want to show you how fast he was to respond, as if he is assigned to see when I put videos out, and then look, 2 little paragraphs, blah blah, like on everyone, and like that guy, Chief Handler. Now there are some real trolls. I'm not saying that. Very few and far between real trolls who think that this is crazy and are just having some fun or whatever. There's a lot of they're community-placed agents. And now I'm gonna stop. Actually, I'm going to read the rest of this one, okay? And then I want to show you all something. If I look for it, it's going to take me a while. How long have I been going for? Oh, Jesus, 50 minutes. Oop. Forgive me, God. Forgive me, Jesus. I did not mean to use your name in vain. Okay, so he says, you have a red light, you see a fire truck, and somehow that's harassment. How this is paranoia. I'm not sure what he means. He's having trouble like communicating or whatever. But I really think, him trying to like type everything like that, that's purposeful. It's purposeful that he's not just typing, like a normal person, because he wants to look like a normal troll, right? He wants to look like a normal troll, so he's going to say, I can buy what happened to the consulate workers happen, somebody, he's trying too hard to act like a normal troll, and I'm making mistakes and stuff like that. And if you don't believe that's how far the deception goes, and we shouldn't have to deal with that. That's how far the deception goes. And that's why there's mistrust in the community and crap like that. And it makes me very mad. And I'm just speaking on it in a general level. We're gonna get past this. Just like running the football down the field. We're going to keep going. We're going to go past all these people trying to tackle us, and then even people on our own team, trying to tackle us. We're just going to keep going down the field, and this will all fall off as we move along. So what I'm doing now, I'm doing to make a point and just show y'all this isn't a good thing to do, because you're gonna see him probably on my other videos. He's gonna come in more because they're like, oh, he's responding to it. So to put your point out or get the evidence and stuff like that is okay. This guy, I'm in the tar baby now. You see, these people are tar babies. They're little tar. Like I'm not talking. Well, even our microwave attackers, on some level, are tar babies, and they want your attention. When you give them attention, they hook into that and they cycle it in and they pull you in. Have y'all ever? Some of you probably don't know what I'm talking about, but look up Uncle Remus's Uncle Remus something in Briar Rabbit. Briar Rabbit meets a tar baby. The fox like tries to trick him, and there's a tar baby that he puts buttons on its eyes and stuff like that. And Burr Rabbit starts yelling at the tar baby, why don't you talk to me? Blah blah. And he starts punching it, and he gets tar all over him. He gets pulled in. So a lot of this is tar baby shit. We can just say it's like tar baby shit. They're a tar baby, and they're pulling you in. They're pulling you in. So what I'm doing, I'm just trying to make a point and show y'all in a timely fashion what happened here and what this guy is, because he showed up more than 3 or 4 years ago, and he's still commenting on my channel. Like 3 or 4 years ago, probably 3 or 4 years ago, and he's still commenting on all my videos, even though he doesn't believe that this is going on. And it's not like he was kind of funny at the beginning, right? He was like, oh, you did, and it was some kind of funny, making fun of it. But now it's very precise. It's very, because let me show you. You believe at some point all your neighbors, the maintenance man, the mail lady, Walmart workers. I guess maybe I said I went to Walmart and I felt like I was gang stalked once. You accused all part your so-called targeting, none of which the consulate workers experienced. You, sir, are mentally ill, period. And it's just funny. It's funny how, like, he's very specific on people that I thought were gang signs. So he's watched my videos. He's watched my videos through. Like, take that into account. And this is for 3 or 4 years. For 3 or 4 years commenting on every video. Is that a troll? Trolls get bored after 3 or 4 years. This guy is a community placed agent, and I just want to point him out. I want to point him out to you guys. So he says, and this is where he kind of now he's taken a new protocol. At the beginning, he was like making fun of it. Hey, I'm a troll. Blah blah. I'm a troll. This is funny. Now he cares. Now he's going to use that psyop of I care about, you should live a good life. Check this out. Why don't you talk about how you have been diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenic? Nope. I was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia and a psychotic disorder at the beginning. Now they've dropped it down to delusional disorder. My psychiatrist has taken all of those diagnoses off after talking to me for many years, because I'm intelligent and this is happening. So they don't know how to look at it. They don't know how to look at it. They can't look at it as schizophrenia because I make sense. So what they basically diagnosed me as is somebody with too much of an imagination, because they just don't want to admit that it's happening. They've got the DSM, the heads of psychiatry have ordained that this and things like this are mental illness. And so we as a society are not equipped to deal with and help people who are being murdered with remote microwaves, with remote directed energy weapons. And even though those news stories about the Cuban embassy workers, many people in Cuba who weren't even embassy workers, the China consulate workers, her mom went to visit her and then started being hit, her dogs, a bunch of China consulate workers, still questions, even when it matches up completely. Oh, is there microwave hearing? Is there microwave hearing? Yeah. Is it mixed with gang stalking? Yeah. A lot of the Cuban embassy workers' homes were broken into, and they had severe signs of gang stalking. But the mainstream media didn't. It said it in a couple of articles, and I'll find those for later videos. Okay, so why don't you talk about how you are on SSI disability? Always talk about that. Always. I'm on Social Security, and I get help from my parents. I said that on my last video. It's not a good way to live. I could have a career. I could have a career, except the attacks are so inconsistent. Sometimes they're cooking my spine and giving me a headache and putting me to sleep and all this stuff. With V2K. So sometimes I feel like I could have worked a day, but then the next day, who knows? And I worked for 5 years. 5 years when I was being overtly attacked, until I just could not do it anymore. And these people were attacking me the hardest. Let me say this. They attacked me the hardest I've ever been attacked, and let me tell you what position that was in. When I was writing grants for St. Jude. That's when they hit me the hardest. That's when the V2K was turned up. That's when my spine was cooked the worst by an external microwave to the back of my neck and my head. That's when that happened. I wonder why they would want me to not have a job writing grants for kids at St. Jude. Because that makes me look like I'm a productive, good member of society who gives a shit. And they want to get you out of those jobs. I'm in a rare mood today, guys, but let's continue. While we're here, let's go through this. You live in an aluminum foil bunker. Yep, I do. I want to survive. I want to survive, and it's something I've had to do. So I had to choose look a little bit crazy, but something's really happening, and so I can block some of this and keep my body from like hurting and cooking from the microwaves. So yeah, I did decide to do that. Thanks, Tom. And you see where this is no longer funny now. This guy is no longer funny. He used to be, hey, I'm just a troll, blah, blah, blah. But now he's getting serious. He's hung on to this. And oh yeah, China concept after 3 to 4 years, this is a troll? If anybody thinks this is a troll still, please comment. Please comment in this video. And check out my other channel, Vulcan Wolverine. but really, a troll doesn't sit there for 3 to 4 years specifically saying the same things on every video. It gets better. You live in an aluminum foil bunker. You hear voices sometimes telling you to hurt yourself. Yeah, my V2K does say kill yourself. It does. Do you guys remember me saying that a lot in my videos? You see, and I can get in trouble for that. I don't say that much. I don't say that much because I know that that's like a no-go area. That would be a flag for a psychiatric person. And frankly, at this point, with what we're going through, and just, if not like the last 8 years, and it was actually more that I was being attacked, just from what happened last night, the kind of torture where I literally went limp. My brain basically shut off because the pain was so bad, and my left arm was shaking from having microwaves shot into my head. Frankly, Scarlett, I don't give a damn anymore. And I'm not trying to be mad and big badass. I really, really am telling the truth. And all these targeted individuals are telling the truth. And guys, we got to start speaking up for ourselves and speaking up for others. This thing that's happening where people are being remotely microwaved, and some people, because of conditioning and peer pressure and pressure from society, don't speak out about being murdered. They're like, nobody's going to believe me. Nobody's going to believe me. Nobody's going to help me. They're going to call me crazy. It's no use to go to the doctor. It's no use to speak out to a psychiatrist because I'll get put into a mental institute. It's got to end. It has got to end. And I'm sorry if I'm being a little bit too dramatic. I'm at the enough is enough. Like I've been there before, and then my attackers will mess with remote neural manipulation just to survive. I have to get into this mode of, okay, well, I gotta get through this today, and blah, blah, blah. Enough is a fucking enough of this bullshit. And it's not even on a level where it's like, oh, this is annoying and unfair. In a society where we should be free, this is annoying and unfair. And it's a little bit unjust. No, this is insane, psychopathic, satanic. Everybody look away while a woman's being raped. While women and children are being raped. I was trying to use a metaphor of like a woman being raped over and over and over and over and over and over again until her body cannot take it, and yet still raped, and the whole town looks away. It's that metaphor with all the people who are being targeted in the world. All right. So then he says, you hear voices sometimes telling you to hurt yourself for the love of God, and he types in God with a little g. Types in God with a little g. I mean, that's just a small thing, but yeah, this guy doesn't believe in God. He's lying. This guy is a liar. He's a liar. This guy is a liar. He is paid to be a liar. He is paid to try and discredit people who need medical help, who are being tortured for no reason. Injustice and treason on scales that we have not seen in the world ever since the dawn of human beings. Since the dawn of human beings. I guarantee you this guy doesn't believe in God. I guarantee you that anybody who does this, if they do believe in God, then they are double-minded. Anybody who microwaves people, anybody who lies and keeps people being murdered, they're double-minded. If they do believe in God, if they say, oh, well, there is a God and I need to be good so I can get to heaven, or I just need to be good because I have a soul and I'm not sure what comes after, if they believe that and they're still murdering people purposefully, then they're double-minded. 1984, double-speak, double-think. We are in the age of double-think right now. Double-speak and double-think. Isn't it so coincidental that 1984, George Orwell, and what's the one, Brave New World, it's so coincidental that a lot of the things that they wrote about, it's just so close to it. It's different. It's kind of different. The technology's different, but it's the same kind of thinking. It's the same fascist, thought crime, just horrible, like groupthink, future, dystopian future. Happened differently. Not everybody knows it's going on yet. Are we all gonna be too late on it? Are the people who don't know it's going on, are they gonna lock this in, and then you're just gonna be like, oh, that's the way things are? That old lady down the street, she's being microwaved. She got picked because she had some, she was a dissident. She was a dissident. She didn't like what the government was doing. She wrote a certain article or something like that, or. Okay, so he says, take your meds and have a chance and carry on with a productive, happy, family-filled life. I'd love to do that. I would love to do that, but this is really happening to me. Do you honestly think I would have made 1,000 videos and that other people would be coming out speaking about the same stuff happening to them? You may see some videos with schizophrenic people, and they come on the video and they say, hey, I'm schizophrenic. And there is mental illness where people hear organically something's wrong with their brain and they do hear voices. But there's not a movement. They have accepted that is a mental illness. And probably I won't even get into the complications of that, because there's complications. A lot of people who think they have schizophrenia may actually be targeted. because this has been going on since like 1951, and then like really has been going up and up in people who are pulled into it. This guy, like, if anybody sees this and says, oh, that's just a troll, you're being paranoid, you need to go, like, you need to know what's going on in the world, how deceptive things have gotten, how psyops and false flags are like in our culture, embedded in our culture, and they're being protected because of money, because of how much money they make. And I'm telling you the logic. I'm telling you, like he says, I can buy what happened to the consulate workers. Boom. If you can buy what happened to the consulate workers, then you believe what targeted individuals are saying, because the only logic to consulate workers being hit with weaponry that exists is, how did they advance that weaponry? Who did they use it on to know that it would work on humans? You think they just used animals and then those consulate workers were the first humans that they used this weaponry on? Whatever intelligence agency. The logic is, and I'm just going to go to his first statement, because that he's saying, with this statement, he believes that what targeted individuals are saying is true. I can buy what happened to the consulate workers happen. The end. Then you believe me. Then you believe targeted individuals. That's the logic. Because they have to research and develop and advance these weapons on somebody. And hey, we're saying, look, we're being hit with it. The end. All this other shit is a psyop. All that other stuff. And this guy has been on my channel for 3 to 4 years. I'm not scared of him. I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad. This is a symptom. This guy is a small symptom of a huge disease that will kill the human body, the body of humans on the world, on the earth. And those that don't die, well, they might as well kill themselves, because they won't have souls and life will be worthless. Alright, so let's get to something funny. I'm sorry, I'm getting way too serious, guys. Oh my god. This stuff. This is crazy. We are right. Like, I'm not some mentally ill guy sitting here. There's no chance. Like, do people think that one day, like, I'm just gonna be like, oh man, y'all were right. This is obvious. This is obviously being hit with microwave weapons. There's heat on my spine. There's things that, like, the voice, the guy and the woman, they sound like they're behind that wall. It's not in my head. It's being bounced off my skull. Microwave hearing is somebody talking into like an audio device or chatterbox. It goes through an RF modulator. This RF modulator turns the radio frequency into a microwave. It's shot at the target's head. The target's brain expands from the heat. And then as the brain cools, it sends that signal to the inner ear. That's one way they can do V2K. I know a lot of people were like, well, no, I think V2K is done a lot of different ways. Bone conduction. They can do V2K by bone conduction. They can do it by heating up the brain. Then when it cools, it sends basically that modulated radio signal that was modulated into a microwave to the inner ear. And then there, some people may have implants up in their jaw or their teeth, and it's by a cluster of nerves, and it's running that sound up that cluster of nerves to the inner ear. Like guys, all right, let's move on. I just wanted to show y'all, it was time oriented, because he immediately, wrote 2 big comments on this, and he's always on the channel. If this guy was a troll, and he came in 3 to 4 years ago, and I do suspect, because he said that same thing, it was a worry that I thought of. So if he does work for DHS Fusion Centers and he's like a community placed agent to come online and disrupt, probably I don't know 100% what he is, but he's lying. He's not just a troll. He's not just a troll. And we see these people all the time. And I just want to point one out. I'm not sure about Chief Handler. I'm not sure. I'm sure some of you guys who have channels could maybe tell me some stuff. I wanted to go over. I'm in an hour. I wanted to go over this patent, patent 3951134, distant brain reading and brainwave manipulation. Explain. It wasn't a good day to make videos for me, but I'm glad I did. I got it out. I got to get this out. Hopefully, this is helping some of y'all to process your trauma, and people doing this. We are good people, and I know that because I'm a good person. And my life, I was born and I didn't do anything wrong, and I went to high school and I went to college, and I went to a bunch of different jobs and successfully worked there. And I should have a life and have a career and be helping my community. Instead, every day, that saying, well, it can't get any worse. And in some ways I believe that. In some ways I believe the only way that we have to go is up. And we are going up. But man, there have been, oh my God, I'm being hit with microwaves. And then you see, along the way, every day, some liar comes in. Some person that's lying, and their brain's fucked up. Their brain's fucked up, and they think that they've picked the right side. I've heard a lot of, when I called the Army, what was it? I might make a video tonight, guys, or tomorrow, and go through this patent. I didn't know I was gonna get off on that other tangent. I'll go ahead and put this on my secondary channel. Now, see, it's gonna be confused about what channel I put it on. But I guess I'll put a couple on my new channel so people can come in and then hit the notify bell for my live streams. But I talked to a guy about, it must have been about 5 years ago. It was about 3 years after I knew I was being targeted. And I called the Army recruiter, and it was just some guy who was an Army recruiter, and I said, hey, do y'all know about this stuff? I feel like I'm being hit with microwaves. And he goes, oh, you better cover your balls. And I was like, well, I mean, who's doing this stuff? I mean, how do I get them to stop? And he's like, it's people you don't want to mess with, man. People you don't want to mess with. I mean, this guy said this stuff, but he was just an Army recruiter, and he knew all about it. He knew all about this stuff. Make sure you cover your balls, man. They'll make you sterile. Those microwaves will make you sterile. And he wasn't joking. He wasn't joking. And I feel like that if you are a person who's well, the winning side, you don't want to fuck with the military and the authority, the military-industrial complex. It's if you can't beat them, join them, or some shit like that. If you think like that, anybody out there doing this crap, you are a coward. I'm here, I'm making videos, I'm being attacked, I have no choice. Where are these guys? Where are these guys that swore to protect women and children? And the murder of women and children going, There may be DHS in Louisiana who these people say, hey, say this. He gets orders to text this to put this in, hey, you can acting to this. And the humans who don't know, the humans who do know that this is going on, it gets to be, it's just freaking corruption. Oh, 5G weaponized frequencies, a ground-based web system. Some countries aren't even putting in 5G. Israel, whose tech companies actually helped to create 5G, they're not putting that shit in their country. They're running fiber optic into citizens' homes. They're not touching 5G. They helped to create it, but it seems like countries like America and England and Australia, New Zealand, and you know, probably Mexico, just all, you know, a bunch of countries. You know, hey, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We're gonna destroy those countries anyway. Cause what? Cause what? Cause we want a new world order. I mean, we can destroy them anyway. Who cares who dies and stuff like that? All right, guys. That's gonna be it for me today. I think I'm gonna chill out and just play video games. And let's end it on something funny. And Tom Green, you know, I don't give a shit. What I'm gonna do, like, and this is just what I'm gonna do with everything. If I pin somebody down, is like seriously like 100%. They're not just a troll, and they're paid to do this. I'm just gonna study what he does, and they know that my attackers know that about me. Hence the I can buy what happened to the consulate workers happen. Hence that. Because they try and throw you off. It does. Like, for people who are not target individuals, just get on your knees and thank God, because the lies and deceit get so bad. Like, these people do it so much. Like, my attackers attack me so much with microwaves that, you know, for years and years and years, that they've started to hit my PlayStation 3 controller with the microwave to push it on pause. You tell an ordinary person that somebody's shooting microwaves at your PlayStation 3 controller, that's insane. It's insane, but they do it so long. This guy has been doing it so long that he starts saying, well, I better kind of mix up some of my words so I really do look like a troll. Oh, and watch him. I'll call it. Maybe on this video. I don't know if he'll find my secondary channel. What a joke. Yeah, he found it. He already found it, probably. He's going to be like, oh, you actually think... He's going to try and roll this into more. And I don't care. You know, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take... I'm going to, like, take something that is impermeable? Is that the word? Impermeable to tar. And I'm going to pick the tar baby up and study it. And look at it. And it's going to be the tar baby swinging at me, and I'm just going to look at what it does so we can learn more, we can spot all this, and we can just swat it out of the way. Here's something funny. I've gotten way too serious on this video. I'm in a very serious mood today. Charles Hall had a funny one. He says, you can't buy shit your mom pays me to do to her every day. Good one, Charles. I say, Tom Green, Walmart workers? Is that where your mom works? I guess that explains the blue vest I had to strip off of her before we did it. And then I kind of got serious. Well, a little bit serious. I said, Tom Green, P.S., you make my soul throw up. Then your mom walks around the corner and licks it up. Alright, guys, that's it. And Tom Green, do whatever you want. Like, say, like, now, oh, look how paranoid he really is. But this is something I had to do. You've been on my channel for 3 to 4 years. Just so if another targeted individual gets this guy on their channel. So this was Tom Green week, you know. I just wanted to, you know, I'm sick of being strategic sometimes. And I feel like this is gonna get really mirror inside of a mirror. When I'm not strategic, it makes me feel better, so that I can continue to be strategic and fight this. So sometimes I'm gonna have to go off. I'm gonna have to go off and say what I feel, and that's how it's gonna have to work. Because there's so much. I mean, this stuff, these microwaves. I know y'all understand. This has messed me up. Like, it's messed me up. Having V2K on Chatterbox all the time, and then people saying you can't go get help. You know, you're laying and people are just shooting microwaves at your crotch and at your neck, and you can't get help from a doctor, and your family's like, oh, poor, you know, Kyle doesn't work, he's lazy. You know, and my family's good and I love them, but it gets to you. And if I'm going to sit there and be diplomatic and strategic about what we're doing, sometimes I'm going to have to pop off. I have to pop a cap. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to get to that other important information. That's really what I wanted to make the video about, the patent. But I've gone off today. And Tom Green, do whatever you want, man. You know, you can come on my channel and dance, you know, dance the flamingo on, you know, on a dance floor. You can have a Coke and a smile. I just don't care. I would like you to go away, but I don't think you are. I don't think you are, because I think you're signed to this. You're signed to do this to me and other targeted individuals. And you're really not good at it. That's the thing. I think this is so unaccountable. I'll leave you guys, you targeted individuals, with this. This system that they have created, it's like a mafia, a satanic mafia, where they kill and torture whoever they want, is so unaccountable and so non-transparent that they get turds who aren't even that good at their jobs and stick them in your way, because nobody's really checking. They're just doing this shit. I think they're getting the research from remote neural manipulation and stuff, but all this gang stalking stuff and community placed agents, it's so non-transparent that they have to get people who are mentally deficient, who are very mentally deficient, to do the jobs, because they have to have a profile of somebody who's just going to not say anything about it. That's the most important thing. So they get really stupid people. I was about to say the no word. They get really stupid people to do this stuff. And I personally think that the people that are doing the remote neural manipulation, who are sitting at the remote platforms, who are directing the directed energy weapons and remote neural manipulation and electromagnetic frequencies, non-ionizing microwave radiation in our bodies and our brains, I think they are mentally I think they're very mentally deficient. I think they're monkeys pushing buttons. And I think you've got maybe some evil psychologists, ones that are really interested in all this, and they're just justifying that they're going to have to use this crap on people. You've got them giving input on all the targets and what they're doing to all the targets, right? But the people who are at the equipment are like monkeys with heads full of shit pressing buttons, because the profile that they want is just people who won't say anything about it, people who will keep quiet. Alright guys, I've said enough today. I guess I'm not going to apologize for being upset. I always do this. I get to a point where I'm last night I got to a point where I was just I can't do this anymore. I was crying in my Faraday bunker, I could barely breathe, because it was just all too much. It was all the death and the lies, and my family being hurt, and I can't help my family, and these people shooting me with microwaves, and then it's Todd getting put into jail, and I see Romola reporting, and she is being hit with microwaves so hard, getting information out, and it's just too much. So I'm gonna have to do this. It's the only way for me to survive right now. I've got to get it out. I wish I could. I just wish I could somehow be more diplomatic and everything. I'd explode, And I'm one of those people. I'm not gonna ever do anything violent or anything like that. You can make a whole lot more difference in this world if you fucking put this right back in their fucking faces, and you give them exactly what they don't want. You be a loving person. You help other people who are hurting. Simple philosophy. Be a good person. Help people. Live by those things. And no matter what is going on with you, and also trust in God. Trust in the balance. Trust in God. There's always a balance, even if it doesn't seem like it. In everything that's been horrible in my life, there's always been some kind of balance where I'm oh, okay, I learned that really good thing, and this is the most painful thing I've ever been through in my life, but yeah, I know I've experienced some of the balance. There's such awesome people that I'm talking to. That's why I didn't really want to go into fake TIs and stuff like that. I just want to talk about it on a general level, how awful it is that it exists. Because most of the people that I talk to, most of the TIs that I talk to are very, very real. And they're going through stuff, so I don't want them to think that I'm suspicious of them. This is an example. What I'm doing right now it's an example of what I said on the other video, where I said it's kind of hard just to speak from the heart sometimes. And I don't want people to misread that as like I'm lying, like I'm trying to lie about something. This stuff gets so complicated, and you can't just be like, well, this is what I feel. Boom, you know, because it's something that, like, this guy Tom Green, you know, he can use against me. He can come back on, and people who aren't targeted individuals be like, yeah, that guy is paranoid and stuff like that. So where you want to be strategic, and because lives are at stake, you know. Little girls are being microwaved as we speak with directed energy weapons. Directed energy to their heads, to their bodies. Little boys, 90-year-old women. Is my grandma a target? I don't know. I don't know. She has health issues, so if they did, it could be hidden. It could be covered up. I know all you targeted individuals know all this stuff already. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love all you real TIs, and most of the people that I speak to, I'm not talking to you. I love you. There's just some very specific stuff, you know, specific stuff. It's their strategy, you know. Such cowards, and I see how they work. That when you're in a weakened state, when they have raped you for 8 years, well, it's been longer than that. It's been longer than that, and they have to rape you in your sleep. And they have to rape you in your sleep, and they have to rape you all day long, and you get to a certain point, and then they bring in people who don't know shit about your situation. They don't know. They're just taking orders and messing with somebody. They come in and they cowardly, like, try and deceive or gaslight or make it harder, put more weight on you. You know, put more weight on you. Alright, guys, this was a very different video. I'm sorry. It's probably not going to happen a lot. I just had to do it because I was, you know, it's either like I laugh like the Joker on videos, or I just kind of get it out, and then I can be more normal, you know. I'll still be very funny, but like I realized on that last video, I'm just like, ugh, I have a lot of stuff I want to say, and I have a lot more I want to say. Like, I know all you guys do too. This really does help. It helps. Sometimes it's like, man, I hate having to talk about this. I'm going to put that out, and it's like a lot of people are going to be like, not target individuals, but a lot of people, you know, they can nitpick and, you know, like vultures. Oh, we got him to, you got him to respond, you know. I don't care. Enough is enough is enough. This is happening. If any non-targeted individual is watching this video, that's it. That's all you got to know. This is happening. Cuban Embassy, China Consulate, Moscow, the Moscow signal, the Moscow Embassy in 1970. In 1970 something, it was from 1950 something to 1970. Americans in the Moscow Embassy and the American Embassy in Moscow are being hit with remote microwaves. So you don't think they're developing remote frequency weapons, remote microwave weapons? Oh wait, they are, because the China consulate workers are being hit with those, the Cuban embassy workers are being hit with those. Okay, then what can we logically deduce, right? Critical thinking. They had to be used on some, they have to be advanced. They have to research on people to know how to work those. And if Chinese intelligence has it, and Cuban intelligence has it, if Cuban intelligence has it, who doesn't have it? Ask yourself that. If Cuban intelligence has these weapons, then who does not have these weapons? Everybody has them. All countries. And you know, and this is just to end it on, because I think some people get confused about, like, and things are pretty complicated, but some people are like, why would countries hurt their own citizens and torture their own citizens? Wouldn't they maybe use it on other nationalities, or, you know, foreign nationalities, or terrorists that they get? They do. They probably use it on terrorists and prisoners also, but they need to use it on certain civilian personalities that you're not going to find in a prison. And you, all the real targeted individuals out there, and there was another point I was going to make, why they research and develop these weapons within a country on their own citizens is they don't want, like the United States researches and develops and advances neuroweapons and directed energy weapons on its own citizens and not Russian citizens, because if they did use them on Russian citizens, Russia is going to get those advancements, those specific advancements. And there is competition between these countries with neuroweapons and directed energy weapon systems. All right, okay, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. I've been dragging on. I'll go over that important information, the patent information, on my next video. I'm gonna go ahead and put this up on my secondary channel because I want to see, you know, if it grows and stuff like that. I don't want to put it on both channels. I'm gonna like pick and choose. I probably won't put many videos like this on my secondary channel, but I'm gonna go ahead and put this one on, and then hopefully my live stream will be up. And when my live stream's up, I'm going to go through some patents and concrete information on patents, like pretty much everything. Patents and concrete information on remote neural monitoring, and how it can remote neural manipulate, and then also probably microwave hearing and V2K. I've done that on other videos, but I have so many videos that it's hard to find, and I've got to churn some of this information. You know, so some of you guys who've maybe seen some of my older videos, it might be redundant, but we've got to do that sometimes, you know. All right, I love you guys. I love all you realty guys, and if you are not sure if I was talking to you, then I probably wasn't, because I talked to many targeted individuals. They're real targeted individuals, you know. So don't think I'm like, you know, this is hard, you see, because you see what happens. It's like you do look paranoid. But what's really going on is a justification for paranoia, and you really have to you have to watch people, because that does exist. Like, it does exist that they're infiltrators. I don't even want to have to deal with something like that. Like, if I'm going to be murdered with microwaves, if I'm going to be hit with microwaves, at least don't make me deal with people trying to act like they're TIs and trying to screw with my head and stuff like that. At least, at the very least, could you know, the military-industrial complex maybe do that? No, they can't. They're completely evil. You know, they're completely evil. So no, they can't. They have to, you know, they have to Zerzetson. They have to destroy the person. No matter how strong the person is, they got to tear them down. But we are stronger. We are stronger than what they think is strong. We are stronger than what they think are strong. We are stronger than them. We are stronger than them, and enough is enough. All right, guys. That's it for me. I'm gonna go ahead and close out the video. I will see y'all in the next one. I love y'all. Stay strong. I had to get that stuff out, guys. All right, I'll see y'all in the next one.